What was the crime of which you were convicted?
Two counts, one soliciting prostitution and procuring a minor for prostitution.
The name Jeffrey Epstein still echoes like a shadow that refuses to fade. A financier with unimaginable wealth, private jets, a sprawling mansion in New York, a palm-fringed island in the Caribbean. Places where the world's most powerful people gathered, dined, and partied. For years, rumors swirled about what really happened behind those closed doors. Then the courts began unsealing thousands of pages of documents, depositions, emails, flight logs, witness statements from lawsuits tied to Epstein and his associate Ghislaine Maxwell. What emerged wasn't a neat client list proving guilt for everyone named, but a web of connections that linked Epstein to presidents, princes, billionaires, scientists, entertainers, and politicians. Many of those named have denied any wrongdoing, insisting their contact was social, professional, or fleeting. Yet the sheer number of high-profile associations raises questions that linger in the public mind. Start with the former presidents. Bill Clinton's name appears over and over, more than 50 times in the initial 2024 Unsealed files alone. Flight logs show he boarded Epstein's private jet, the so-called Lolita Express, at least 26 times, traveling to destinations across the globe.
How many times have you solicited a minor for prostitution?
Same answer.
How many times have you solicited a minor for prostitution in the state of Florida?
Same answer.
Witnesses recalled seeing him on the plane and at Epstein's properties. One deposition quotes Epstein himself, allegedly saying Clinton likes them young, though Clinton has vehemently denied any knowledge of Epstein's crimes or any visits to the infamous Little St. James Island. His spokespeople have stressed that the trips were for legitimate philanthropic work through the Clinton Foundation, and no direct accusations of illegal conduct appear against him in the documents. Still, the frequency of the contact fuels endless speculation. Donald Trump also surfaces in the files. The two men moved in similar Palm Beach circles in the 1990s and early 2000s. Trump once called Epstein a terrific guy in an old interview, noting his preference for younger women. Flight logs confirm Trump flew on the jet at least once, and phone records show calls between them. One witness recalled a stop at a Trump casino during a flight, but the documents contain no allegations of wrongdoing by Trump related to Epstein's trafficking network. Trump later distanced himself, reportedly banning Epstein from Mar-a-Lago after learning of his behavior. When the files mention Trump, it's often in passing, social encounters, nothing more incriminating. Both men were fixtures in that elite world of wealth and celebrity, and their paths crossed naturally. Across the Atlantic, no name has been more damaged than Prince Andrew, the Duke of York. The British royals' ties to Epstein are among the most scrutinized. Virginia Giuffre, one of Epstein's most prominent accusers, alleged in court filings that she was paid by Epstein to have sex with the prince on multiple occasions when she was 17, including at Epstein's New York mansion in London and on the private island. Photos show Andrew with his arm around a young Giuffre, Epstein's associate Maxwell, smiling nearby. The prince has categorically denied the claims, insisting he has no recollection of ever meeting Giuffre. He settled a civil lawsuit with her in 2022 for a reported millions, without admitting liability. The fallout stripped him of royal titles and public duties. The unsealed documents repeatedly reference these allegations, painting a picture of repeated contact that the royal family has never fully explained. Then come the titans of business and tech. Bill Gates, the Microsoft co-founder and one of the world's richest men, admitted to meeting Epstein multiple times after his 2008 conviction for procuring a minor. Emails show discussions about philanthropy, and Gates has expressed regret, calling it a huge mistake. He insisted the meetings were about global health funding and denied any deeper involvement. Yet the association became a scandal, contributing to the end of his marriage. Les Wexner, the retail magnate behind Victoria's Secret and Elle brands, had perhaps the closest financial ties. Epstein managed Wexner's money for years, receiving power of attorney over his fortune and even acquiring a New York mansion from him at a fraction of its value. Wexner later accused Epstein of stealing tens of millions and cut ties, but the depth of their relationship opened questions about how Epstein built his mysterious wealth. Elon Musk's name has surfaced in more recent document releases, emails where Epstein appeared to coordinate travel or introductions involving the Tesla and SpaceX CEO. Musk has pushed back hard, stating he never visited the island and that Epstein was merely trying to ingratiate himself with powerful figures. Similar emails mention other tech and finance heavyweights, from Wall Street executives to venture capitalists, often in the context of potential investments or networking. Hollywood and entertainment figures appear too. Magician David Copperfield is mentioned in depositions as someone who performed at Epstein's gatherings and allegedly knew about the recruitment of young girls. Michael Jackson's name comes up in witness accounts of visits to Epstein's Palm Beach home, though no allegations of misconduct were made against him. Other celebrities, actors, musicians, directors pop up in flight logs or party guest recollections, often described as social guests unaware of the darker activities. Scientists and academics weren't immune. The late Stephen Hawking visited the island for a conference in 2006, an event documented in photos. One email bizarrely referenced allegations, later dismissed, involving Hawking, used by Epstein to deflect scrutiny. Renowned lawyers like Alan Dershowitz fought fiercely to keep their names redacted before ultimately being cleared of direct accusations in the files. What ties it all together is the pattern. Epstein cultivated a network of influence. He donated to universities, hosted lavish dinners with Nobel laureates, and positioned himself as a connector for the elite. His private island and planes became playgrounds for the powerful. Young women, many underage, were allegedly flown in, groomed, and trafficked under the guise of massages or modeling opportunities. Victims like Virginia Giuffre and others described a system where refusal wasn't an option and silence was bought or enforced. The Unsealed files, now numbering in the millions of pages across multiple releases, don't deliver a smoking gun for every name. Many mentioned are victims themselves, employees, or peripheral contacts. Courts have stressed that inclusion doesn't imply guilt. Misinformation has spread wildly online, with fake lists circulating that invent accusations. Fact-checkers repeatedly clarify there is no official Epstein client list proving widespread criminal complicity among the famous. Yet the documents expose something chilling about power. How did a convicted sex offender remain welcome in elite circles long after his crimes were known? Why did so many brilliant, influential people accept invitations to his world? Denials are plentiful. Most insist they saw nothing, knew nothing, regretted any association. Some cut ties early. Others continued contact. Epstein died in a jail cell in 2019, officially by suicide, while awaiting trial on federal sex trafficking charges. Ghislaine Maxwell was convicted and sentenced to 20 years. But the files keep coming, drip by drip, reminding the world of a network that reached the highest levels of society. The full truth may never emerge. Some records remain sealed, some voices silenced forever. What we have is a mosaic of connections that forces us to confront uncomfortable questions about influence, accountability, and the hidden cost of unchecked power. The Epstein saga isn't just about one man. It's a mirror held up to the elite, reflecting how far wealth and status can shield darkness. Years later, the names still resonate, the mysteries persist, and the world watches, waiting for whatever revelations come next.